Well, the good news is this crazy radical leftist communist experiment known as the Chaz, the Chazzy Chop is coming to an end. Its days are numbered and it is swiftly coming to a screeching halt. That's right, the summer of love is now the summer of death. Death and destruction. This experiment where fully grown adults are running around playing make-believe, its days are numbered. They are. And this is great news for humanity, to be honest. It's great news for everybody. Gerald Butler should make a movie. He should do a sequel, like a fourth movie. Yeah, it was Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, and then Chaz Has Fallen. The Chazzy Chop is fallen. That would make a lot of money. Just see Gerald Butler going in there and just John Wicking everyone's ass. And then just, okay, well maybe he's using rubber bullets. Or even paintballs.
Listen, little bitch, we don't fuck with small talk. We associate with people that are known to call cops. See that shine from my wrist to my neck, all rocks. Gucci flip-flops with Louis Vuitton socks. Listen, little bitch, we don't fuck with small talk. We associate with people that are known to call cops. See that shine from my wrist.
And welcome back to Darth News Special Edition, the final chop down. The final chop down. It's like a spin on the final countdown, but I can't because copyright, you know? There is going to be a lot of video in this video. I'm going to be showing you a lot of videos. So I want to start off by showing you the hypocrisy from the Seattle representative, known as Jenny Durkin. So without further ado, let's check it out.
So I don't have to tell you about the situation on the ground in your city, but in terms of how it looks to the rest of the country and the president teeing it up as basically ineptitude, the inability to control your own streets. Is that fair criticism?
So I know it will shock you that the president is perhaps not giving an accurate or truthful picture. We've got 4 blocks in Seattle that you just saw pictures of that is more like a block party atmosphere. It's not an armed takeover. It's not a military junta. We will make sure that we can restore this, but we have block parties and the like in this part of Seattle all the time. It's known for that. So I think the president, number one, there is no threat right now to the public, and we're taking that very seriously. We're meeting with businesses and residents, but what the president threatened is illegal and unconstitutional. And the fact that he can think he can just tweet that and not have ramifications is just wrong.
Don't you understand, you dumb son of a bitch? Don't you understand?
The counter will be block parties don't take over a municipal building, let alone a police station, and destroy it, basically thumbing their nose at any sense of civic control. Do you believe that you have control of your city and that you would be able to clear those streets? Because you haven't.
We do, and the chief of police was in there.
But the impacts have increased and the safety has decreased. Both on Saturday morning and last night, there were incidents of gun violence. And that escalating violence concerns me, Chief Best, residents, businesses, and the greater community. All of Capitol Hill has been impacted. No violence is acceptable, and we have worked hard to address gun violence in our city, particularly youth violence. Yet Saturday, a 19-year-old tragically lost his life to gun violence. As a mother of a 19-year-old boy, I cannot imagine the pain of his mother and his family. We must do better here and in Seattle and across the country. Just in the last few days, we have witnessed that it is a violent time in our nation.
Mayor, the other counter by the president and many people on the right will be, well, of course Durkin has a D after her name. She's going to be okay with this because these are her people. These are these left-wing anarchists and radicals, and they're letting them run free on the streets. You barely see any black or African-American faces on those streets. This is about lefty radicalism run amok in your city, and you seem okay with it.
So, Chris, as you know, I was the United States Attorney here in Seattle, and during that time as United States Attorney, we investigated and prosecuted a whole range of bad actors, including militia groups and drug cartels, anarchists and the like. We have our public safety approach in one way, and during this time, a number one priority every American city has is to protect the First Amendment right. Our country was born out of protest. The right to gather, the right to protest, the right to challenge government when it's wrong is our most fundamental constitutional right. It's a reason it's the First Amendment. And as a mayor of this city, I will do everything to protect that right and balance the public safety. I think not only can we do both, I think we have to do both.
We've heard from people on Capitol Hill and across the city that the gun violence unfolding at night is not only wrong, it also is undermining and distracting from the message for change that we are hearing in the street and in so many of the peaceful protests. It is not unnoticed that the victims were Black men at a time we're called upon and working to dismantle the racist systems that disproportionately affect Black Americans, particularly Black men. While we believe individuals, organizations, and others can continue to gather on Capitol Hill peacefully, the continued disorder, the violence, and the impacts on residents and businesses are not just at odds with the message of justice and equity. They cannot continue to occur. We are working with community to bring this to an end. Capitol Hill belongs to everyone in this city, and it is of deep, deep importance to the LGBTQ community, particularly during June, the month of Pride. Businesses need to open. Many of them have barely survived the COVID shutdown, and they and their employees are ready to get back to work, and they should be allowed to do so.
How long do you think Seattle and those few blocks looks like this?
I don't know. We could have the summer of love.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell that to the police, who was supposed to be in that precinct, though. But I understand your sentiment, Mayor.
So 3 people were shot in the course of 48 hours in Capitol Hill, in the area known as the CHOP. The first shooting happened early Saturday morning. A 19-year-old man was killed, and a 33-year-old man still remains hospitalized in critical condition. Last night, gunfire erupted again, and a teenager was shot in the arm. SPD officers responded to all of these incidents, and on Saturday night, upon entering the CHOP, they were met with a hostile crowd that prevented them from getting to the victims. Because we couldn't guarantee the safety for the first responders to enter, neither officers or medics were able to get there and treat the wounded. And yes, there are countless individuals who are in the CHOP that are there to engage, as the mayor said earlier, in peaceful demonstrations. But there are also groups of individuals engaging in shootings, a rape, assaults, burglary, arson, and property destruction. And I have the police reports right here. I'm not making it up. These things have happened.
I don't know. We could have the summer of love.
Well,
Judgment on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer, you get out, we break your power, you get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come.
Wow, that did not age well. That aged like milk. I've never actually used that expression out loud before, so I'm going to use it now. I think it's appropriate. It aged like goddamn milk. That is so bad. Man, you should be so embarrassed. Isn't it funny, Durkin, how people actually want law and order? Isn't that amazing? How people actually want to be protected or feel protected by the police. I thought this was supposed to be the summer of love. The summer of love. No. Anybody with a fucking brain could have told you this was not going to end well. That people would die. Two black men have now died inside this black-only, basically, zone. It just goes to show you that the root of the problem is not systemic racism, but it's actually gang violence, black-on-black crime, not helping out these very poor communities. There are communities that are underprivileged, that is for sure. That sucks. We could do more to help those communities, but the media and these liberal pundits and even some conservative pundits are too afraid to call it out for what it is. This is black-on-black crime. I don't even know how to say this without getting pissed. 104 people were shot in Chicago on Father's Day, yesterday. 104 people were shot. I think it was like 15 killed, but 104 people were shot. 95% African American men. No one's talking about that. I'm sorry if you don't like me talking about it, but it's gotten to the point where I feel like I have no choice. Yes, I know I have a choice. I could keep my mouth shut, but I can't. These idiots shot at each other inside the chop zone. One died. They called the ambulance. The ambulance didn't want to go in. The police wanted to go in with the ambulance, with the medics, to protect them. And the people didn't want that. The people occupying Chaz didn't want the police to enter to help this person who's bleeding out and dying, who did die. The paramedics don't want to go in without the protection of the police. And the people want the ambulance to come in, but they don't want the police to come in. I don't blame the paramedics for not wanting to enter that dangerous zone without the protection of the police, because they don't know how to handle a gunfight. They're not trained for that. That's why you need police. When you take away law and order, lawlessness happens. Like, what? This isn't fucking rocket science. This is Jesus fucking Christ. So they're mad at the police, and they don't want the police to enter. So we're going to show you a video right now of them, the police, trying to enter the area of Chop, whatever, and they're being denied. They want to go in there and save this man's life with these paramedics, but they don't want the police to come in. And then they're blaming the paramedics for letting a man die. This is so... You need to clean your own mess up. I'm sorry. All you radical lefties, this is your shit, and you need to clean up your own shit. And you got a lot of shit to clean up. Let's watch the video.
Get your vehicle and go. Go over the curb and out. If you got a two-man car, fucking go. Where is Officer Back up. No! Back up!
And so not only that, you have this self-proclaimed leader of the Chaz, the Chop, and he's handing out AR-15s to kids who look underage. Maybe they're not, but they're still handing out ARs to kids.
The group they're meeting with there, and then they'll be moving in a few minutes, so be ready.
Somebody over the age of 18 know how to use a gun? Nah, just come right back.
Hell no, bro.
Keep the girl down.
Hey, keep that down.
One of the kids who died was only 19 years old. Was Chaz responsible? Did he give this kid a gun and he went out and did something stupid and got shot? I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. I want to make this channel like lighthearted and happy and funny, but I can't open up my phone. I can't turn on the TV. I can't do anything without just seeing all of this craziness happening. I mean, the world is literally being burnt down before my eyes. And I'm supposed to keep my mouth shut? I'm supposed to pretend like this isn't happening? Well, it is happening. And I'm sorry to get all serious, but this shit's fucked up, man. You want to see what Chaz is really like? Let's watch these videos. Let's show you what Chaz is really like, and why we should be all so happy and thankful that this is coming to a fucking end. Roll a film.
There are also groups of individuals engaging in shootings, a rape, assaults, burglary, arson, and property destruction. And I have the police reports right here. I'm not making it up. These things have happened.
Chop takes up about 6 blocks near 13th and Pine on Capitol Hill, and it is set up right outside of the police department's East Precinct. The protests, we have video of what's been going on in the area, and they've been, in the last couple of nights, particularly violent, according to people that live in that area. Now, the fire department says its policy is they're not going to allow paramedics to enter a violent scene like the shootings that have happened over the weekend until it's secured by police. Police say they were met with hostile crowds when they did respond to those shootings, and that made it difficult to reach those victims. Talked with one neighbor who's upset. He says it's time for the city to step in and reopen the streets. I also heard from someone who's been at the protest. She says that the demonstrators have been harassed by people who've been roaming around the area, and she also wants to see more of a police presence.
There are residents, business owners, all types of people that deserve the police to at least care, to at least show up. And so we are wondering from inside the community, why are they not going after these marauders?
So what we have learned in the press conference that's still happening right now is that police plan to start moving back into that East Precinct in more numbers, and also
You're surprised that the cops aren't going after them? Well, you're the ones who wanted them abolished. This is your mess. This is your shit. Take responsibility. Own up to it. Clean it up. You're the ones who hate the police so bad. The hypocrisy. is intoxicating and suffocating at the same time. Let's go. I need to go downstairs. So I click my heels 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It's just hilarious how the mayor of Seattle she cannot stop virtue signaling. She has to use the excuse, but I mean, it's the month of June, it's the Pride Month, it's the LGBTQ month, and it's important that they have this space. Now you find it important that everyone has this space. These 2 deaths are on your hands. The 2 deaths that occurred while you let this happen are on your hands. Their blood is on your hands. Yours. You are the mayor. You're the general. You are the one in charge. You lead the way. You let this get out of control, and now you have to clean up your mess and act all like nothing too bad happened. 2 people died, but that's just that. I mean, people die every day, right? Yes, people die every day, but they shouldn't die on your watch when you let it happen. I have a lot of people telling me to, try to speak more about unity. Try to unify people. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to unify people when these people are literally cutting themselves off from civilization? They are literally saying, we don't want you here. They don't want to talk. They don't want to have discourse. There's no negotiating. There's no debating. There's no conversation. It's just, you shut the fuck up. It's my way or the highway. That's what it is. Now, I've never talked about actual violence. I never promoted violence or rage or anarchy. I've always promoted peace. But I can't talk about peace. These people are literally barricading themselves off from humanity, from civilization. It's their way or the highway. The only message is shut up and obey. Bend the knee. That's the only message I'm getting. And I will be damned if I just stand by and let my goddamn country burn to hell because of some fucking communist goddamn uprising. If this were in the 60s during the Cold War, these motherfuckers would be hanged. They'd be sent to Guantanamo Bay. They need to go in there and fucking zip tie all of these motherfuckers. If you're shutting down conversation, if you're shutting down people, if you're shutting down the line of communication, then there can be no civil discourse. You're asking for violence. And if the mayor doesn't do this quick enough, are you going to be surprised if people on the right or right-leaning or conservatives pick up arms to go defend themselves and take back their land? Imagine this. You're at work, okay? You're at work and you know shit's going crazy in the world, but you leave work, you clock out, and you're on your way home. And now there's a barricade between you and your home. And you're not allowed in because you're a white person. Your home is now considered another country. And they're extorting businesses for money, a fee to operate. And the police aren't doing anything. The president isn't doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. The mayor, the governor, nobody. So when nobody does nothing and they take over your fucking home, your land, and they claim it a different country, are you going to be surprised when someone or multiple people stand up and fight for what's theirs? You think you can just do that? That is not how it works. Again, you cannot just get your way by fucking yelling and screaming and burning things down. You can't just throw a fucking temper tantrum. You can't throw a goddamn temper tantrum like a 2-year-old and get your way. It just does not work like that. I want there to be peace. I want there to be unity. I want everyone to just live in harmony. But the only way that can happen is if the left, yes, I said it, the left, not the right, not the libertarians, not the middle people, the left, open their ears, open their arms, and welcome conversation. Welcome, intellectual discussions. Debate hard topics, but with compassion. But until the left opens up and lets people in, they're going to continue with their totalitarian ways, their fucking communist ways, and it's only going to get worse because they own the media. 95% of the fucking media is leftist. It's all orange man bad, white man bad. It's ridiculous. Like I've said before, I have never in my life seen a conservative or a libertarian turn down or turn away a liberal that is coming over to their side to explain how they feel. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen a conservative turn away a liberal, ever. But you know what I see all the time, every single day? Leftists shutting up and shutting down all conversation that is trying to be had. They don't want anyone to talk to them. I wish I could have a kumbaya session and everything would be fine. I want to unify people, but the only way we're going to unify is if you just let each other in and listen to each other. Let them speak and then you speak, and let them speak and then you speak, and it's just find similarities, find common grounds, things that you do, similar hobbies. Find something to relate, so you can start some kind of kinship, some kind of friendship, so you can learn from each other and listen to each other. But what I'm seeing from the left is just shut it down and burn it down. And that's not the way this world works. That's not the way this country works, and that's not the way I fucking work. So without further ado, there's a journalist for the Daily Wire. His name is Ami Horowitz. He went into Chaz, and he spoke to a couple of the leaders of the BLM movement and of the Chaz movement. And what one person in particular, one in particular had to say was very eye-opening and disturbing. I was disturbed. I am disturbed. So let's watch his video and we'll break it down. Applejack, hit it.
As a Seahawks fan, should the Seahawks sign Kaepernick?
Of course. Give him a shot.
The Seahawks.
Give him a shot.
Should he start over Russell Wilson?
Of course not.
Yeah. Then it turned dark.
We just got to get rid of the whole shit. Start up from
Burn the whole shit down.
Yeah.
If there is no change, there might be a lot more destroying until there is.
Right? The voice of the unheard.
But I think some destruction and looting kind of sends a message to people, and breaking their is justified.
In order to...
I'm not going to.
Dismantle the same nation that is deemed legitimate, we kind of have to destroy it.
We said, fuck the property, fuck the consumption, fuck capitalism.
I mean, white people own slaves, so
all we need is the love of one another and the communal aspect of one another and taking care of each other.
While these sentiments were the majority opinion of most people in the Chaz, was it reflective of the leadership of this Lilliputian utopia? The question was answered when we interviewed Jaden Grayson, one of the leaders of this movement.
Every single day that I show up here, I'm not here to peacefully protest. I'm here to disrupt until my demands are met. You cannot rebuild until you break it all the way down. Respond to the demands of the people or prepare to be met with any means necessary. By any means necessary.
Think about this. One of the movement's leaders is saying that we are here to disrupt until our demands are met. That sounds exactly like a fucking terrorist if you ask me. You can't rebuild until you break it all down? This is some psycho shit. Psychobabble bullshit. Do you think normal people are gonna go for this?
By any means necessary.
That's not just a slogan.
No. No. No, it's not a slogan. It's not even a warning. I'm letting people know what comes next. A response to violence is not violence itself.
Respond to my demands or be prepared to be met by any means necessary. By any means necessary. That means violence. That's what that means. Well, if you're prepared to be met with any means necessary, I hope you're prepared to be met by the full wrath of the United States government and military. It's not a slogan. It's not a warning. It's letting people what's coming next. You heard it out of the horse's mouth. This is not a warning. They want complete control. And they will do anything to get it. They will not stop until their demands are met. You heard it right out of the terrorist mouth.
In other words, not defund the police, abolish.
Abolish the police state.
Included in the lengthy manifesto was the demand to abolish the justice system. So speaking of the criminal justice system, do you think that it's so inherently biased, so inherently racist, that the criminal justice system, the courts, all of that need to be taken away?
Absolutely. Without question.
And then what?
Again, you're asking a question that cannot be answered.
Okay, I'm losing it. So they want the entire Seattle Police Department to just turn in their badges. Turn in their badges and their guns and just quit. You don't give a fuck about their lives, their careers, their families. You don't care about that. No, just turn in their badges, and then that would finally be one step forward for the movement. Yeah, okay, that would be a step forward. That's one step forward. There's a lot of steps. You think they're going to stop with Seattle Police Department? No, they want to completely abolish the police system. That's a question that can't be answered. Yeah, no shit, it can't be answered. But I think I could answer it. Nothing good will come from it. How about that? Lawlessness, anarchy, destruction, arson, any crime, murder, rape, everything you can think of is what will happen if you get your way.
The unraveling that happens to that system is also exactly what will fuel the black minds and the black bodies that will recreate a new world.
Should we abolish the prison system?
Yes, we should get rid of it as we know it today.
Get rid of it?
Yes. I don't understand why more journalists are not asking those questions.
She said it, not me. They want to recreate a new world, aka a new world order. We are in the middle of the new world order right fucking now. And that's why this is so important that you stop this nonsense. If you have a voice, if you can talk, if you have vocal cords, speak up. Don't let this cancer spread. You want to abolish the police system, the justice system, and all government judicial systems and prison systems? Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you insane? Have you lost your mind? Some people watching the video might think that I've lost my mind. I did. I lost it, but I found it. So I'm cool. But these people have lost it. And they are nowhere near finding it. They are like cold. The craziest part is, they're not even hiding. They want their message to be heard. They're asking them, why aren't more journalists asking these questions? They want to be heard. They're not hiding anything. It's the full Monty.
We run to black people the minute that they're killed, and we have been seeing them be killed for so long that the PTSD from that is unbelievable. You have people still bitching about 9/11. Unbelievable. One act of terror.
We go again with the narrative that the white man is the boogeyman. The white man's the boogeyman. Well, the truth is, y'all have been killing each other for a very, very long time. Okay, you know what a black man's worst nightmare is? It's not a white police officer. It's another black man. That sounds racist. Does it? Well, I know at least 20 black people who have said that quote.
Unbelievable. You have people still bitching about 9/11. Unbelievable. One act of terror.
Do you feel like an American?
I am an African brought to America.
No, that is so not true. You are not African. You were not brought here on some kind of fucking slave ship. You were not brought here from Africa. Your heritage is African. You might have African ancestry, but you're not fucking African. My parents are both not American, but I was born in America. I'm an American. Why is this so hard to comprehend? Now, I'm no racist, okay? I'm not. And I mean no disrespect to black people when I say this. But if I have to hear one more fucking talking head on the news, one more pundit, one more fucking SJW screeching about how black people were enslaved for 400 years and they were oppressed and yada yada fucking yada, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because why aren't we talking about slavery that's going on in the world right now? Today. Oh, yeah, imagine that. There are people that are being enslaved today. In 2020. And not just a couple thousand or a couple 100,000. Not a couple million. We're talking tens of millions of people are enslaved today. India takes the cake for number one, with 18 million people in slavery, living in slavery. You have China with 3 million. You have Libya, North Korea, Pakistan with 2 million, Uzbekistan. There are so many places around the world that truly need our attention. And you, attention whores, are taking it away. Yes, we need to talk about the injustices. Yes, we need to talk about police reform in our country. Yes, we have to talk about racism. We have to talk about all those things, and we have to fix those things. But to act like your cause is more important or than everyone else's lives, like all of a sudden people are losing their jobs because they texted somebody, hashtag all lives matter. Well, I'll tell you what, all lives do matter. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Skin color has nothing to do with how important a life is. It has nothing to do with that. Hating somebody based on the color of their skin is in itself racist. I don't care if you're a white person talking about any other kind of colored person, or if you're a black person talking about a white person, or an Asian person talking about a Mexican. It doesn't fucking matter. Racism exists throughout all walks of life. In every country, in every city, around the world, it exists. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. What we need to focus on is ending that. I'm not pinpointing it on one race, white people. I'm sick and tired of the narrative that only white people can be racist. All the slavery still happening in the world today, I'm just confused as to why we're not freaking out about it. Why are we not losing our shit? Why are we not talking about all of the people that are living in slavery? Slavery for black people ended in 1865. Slavery for Indians, Chinese, Pakistanis, it still exists today. Oh, but they're not black, so they don't matter. I get it. So it's not just white people that don't matter. It's anyone who's not in the BLM. It doesn't matter, I guess, right? Why is it so provocative and so taboo to say all lives matter? Why? It shouldn't be. Look, I'm getting a dry throat by talking about all this bullshit. I'm done. I'm done ranting. And that about wraps up this episode of Darth News Special Edition. Hashtag All Lives Matter. All lives matter. Do appreciate you sticking with me throughout the whole video, so until next time, don't forget to pull out, and as always, if you enjoyed my content, even a little bit, even like a little tiny bit, please like, share, and subscribe. But if you didn't like what I have to say, if you think I'm a racist, or if you think, I'm just a piece of shit who is just I don't know. If you don't like me, let me know why in the comment section below. I would love to pick your brain. But if you want to end identity politics and radical racism as bad as I do, then you will hit that mother-loving notification bell right now. You'll hit the bell. Get the merch. Get the merch. Hit the bell. Get the merch. Hit the bell. Get the merch. Hit the bell. I know, I'm very childish. I'm like a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. You ever seen 13 Going on 30? Great movie.
Check it out, let me say this. Black people, stop acting like there's not a whole bunch of racist black people in this world. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. In fact, there's so many black kids that pick on white kids so many times in the hood. Anybody want to pay attention to that? No, don't nobody want to pay attention to that. Nobody wants to put that on the forefront. Why? Why don't nobody want to put that on the forefront? Why? Because us as black people, we hate taking fucking responsibility. And I'm tired of that. Yeah, and I'm a little bit irritated, a little bit upset about this today because I feel like we need to learn how to take responsibility, man. Stop trying to blame everybody. Everything ain't everybody else's fault. And so what about the racist white people? So what? It's a small percentage of the racist white people. Only reason why it look like more is because they put it on the media. When they put it on the media, everybody want to be ignorant and share it around. Stop sharing it. If you stop sharing it, it will stop going around. Stop sharing it. If you see it there, scroll past it.
I don't hate liberals. I feel sad for them that they're mentally challenged.